Pisces, sun, moon, and rising, you beautiful fishes. Okay. We are taking a look at what is coming down the pipeline for you guys for October 2025. King of Pentacles. Y'all are standing pretty. You are looking at things from a perspective of business, entrepreneurship. I don't know why I said it like that. It's also this idea of legacy, being able to pass things down. Like, it's not just being like wealthy in terms of money, but we can't negate that. It's also like health is wealth. It's holistic health and wealth. It's being able to provide not only for yourself, but for your loved ones, being able to show up in ways and be the authority on the resources that you have in your life, and not being afraid to share them, and see how not just you, but you allow them to benefit the royal you. You know what I'm saying? I say the royal we all the time, but it's the royal you. Okay, is this one wanting to pop out? And this is reverse? No, this is upright. Okay, you guys have the Hierophant upright. So this is about looking at things in traditional ways, institutional ways. You may be thinking about going back to school, taking a course, studying something just purely for shits and gigs, but looking at ways of doing things that have traditionally worked well and have worked well for you as well. It's a way of seeking out that higher knowledge, that higher way of doing things in terms of collective. You know, when we get together with a group, like when you go to a concert or you go to church or you go somewhere like a sports game or whatever, and everybody's there for the same reason. I love to say it, like, comedy shows are the absolute best for this, because everybody goes for the purpose of laughing and having a good night. What energy, you know, what beautiful energy, collective energy it is, and it heightens the experience of it, and it always makes it so much more fun. And I feel like this kind of communal approach, an institutional approach at learning and reinvesting in yourself, and whether it's learning traditionally, starting a new course, or just even like extending the things that are interesting to you. Like, you know, for example, cooking class, like not just like looking at the recipes on the internet, but being like, you know what, I actually do want to go to, you know, here in Peterborough we have La Hacienda, and they teach you how to make like the masa for the tortilla and everything. Like, it's beautiful. So like that kind of look at, okay, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this the right way. I'm going to do this, not necessarily that there is a right way, but in my, or in this regard, in the traditional / right way. Okay, what else for Pisces? Ooh, ambition, risk taking, having like acting first and thinking later. Really, being a little more spontaneous with the approach to your month. I feel like, you know, as the King of Pentacles, like, you didn't just get where you were off of like flying by the seat of your pants. However, there's this idea of like leaning into flying by the seat of your pants, and not being afraid to like really have fun and go after the things that feel not just like, I'm not talking like, you know, you're married, you go to a bar, you have like, you see somebody who's hot and like act first, think later. No. Like, let's not leave our morals and our ethics and our values at the door. It's more so like not getting caught up in the justification of like, and the reconciliation in our brains of like, okay, to do this, I have to do this. Or, you know, let's say, for example, the Jays are in the playoffs or whatever right now, and it's like, well, you know, I do have a tournament or a wedding or something I have to go to, but like, fuck it, I want to go to the Jays game. Go. If you have the money, Mr. Pentacles, then it's all good. But I just use that as a very slight example. You may not be from Canada, you may not know who the fuck the Jays are, but don't be afraid to take risks. Don't be afraid to go after what you want. This is still an apprenticeship level card. Like, you're still learning by doing and trial and error. And there's no such thing as like, it ever, like, thinking it's the right specific time and then it being the right specific time. We think we have such greater knowledge than we do, but sometimes we just need to act embodied and go from a, like, more visceral, a more guttural place. Okay. No, okay. I get this is like, I'm in human design, I'm a generator, and I have a sacral response where it's like, if it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. And the way that I'm like receiving this is like, honor those hell yeses. Don't talk yourself out of them, you know, and honor those hell no's. Like, don't be afraid to say no to things if you're feeling obligated or if you typically would, but your body's just like, no. Okay, that was aggressive and dramatic, but shout out Pisces. I'm a water sign too. Okay. No, you guys, we need to get it together for these sweet little fishes. Okay, here we go. Knight of Swords. It's funny because you have this energy of like, loosen up, like, go for it, have fun, act first, think later, and then this sweet little angel Knight of Swords is actually being like, let's get obsessive and focused and hyper fixated on the things that we want and get really clear on how we're going to get them. So maybe it's with this new approach, this new study, this new thing that you're looking into. It could even be astrology. It could be tarot. It could be anything that, breath work, or even like mysticism, but it's more so going in a traditional mentorship in that kind of a route, and having fun with it. And I feel like maybe that's where this is more so coming in, is like, don't overthink your responses to things. Don't overthink that, but get really clear on how you want your, again, future, your response, your clarity, your conciseness to be. What do you want to pour yourself into? What are you focusing on for, you know, the future? Because I mean, not probably in the last quarter of your birth year, where, you know, your birthday is not exactly coming around the corner, but you're in that like Q3, Q4 situation of the year, and it's that clarity of what you're moving toward. Yeah, because there is a lot of greatness on the horizon for you. There will be, especially hopefully by the end of this month, more of a clear vision on your trajectory, where you're going. It's the Three of Wands. It's taking like great care in the steps of how you're getting toward it, but also not being afraid of like kind of resting in between when you need to, taking the steps you need to, knowing that there is a balance, there is a harmony, there is an end trajectory, but like, there's no rush. Like, you can take it at your own pace in the way that works for you. And you're on your way to a beautiful, 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 like, whatever, if it's the prize at the end, or, you know, like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, you're on your way. But it's also kind of, even though you may be like the daddy of your finances and resources right now, it's the beginning of a different cycle for you. It's the beginning of a different experience for you. You have one thing kind of mastered, and now you're on to another. Ooh. My God, there are so many on the floor. Okay, last one. Seven of Pentacles. Keep watering, keep working, keep enjoying, keep sowing the seeds that you're and giving sun to the seeds that you've planted and that you're growing, and take good notice of the work that you've done and how far you've come. Your fruits are almost ripe for picking, and there's still so much more resources that you're working towards, so keep going. It's a really powerful month for you for reevaluating and kind of shaking off some rigidity around reconciliation in your brain, but opening yourself up to a really fruitful, beautiful future. Like, again, end of one cycle, mastery of one cycle, and the beginning of a whole other.